Hello, everybody, and welcome to All on the Table. I am Jen Giggles, your usual host and game master for the games going on next week. This week we have with us Jenny, who is game mastering our game that we've got going right now.
Greetings and salutations to all those in Twitchtopia. I am Jenny. I am the keeper of secrets of this game. That is a gender-neutral term for Dungeon Master. And I am going to pass it to... Let's see. I always pass it to the dwarf, so I think I'm going to pass it to our Harangon.
That's me, Wraith. Her pronouns, just like my own, are she, her. And what about the big cat?
Oh, also, since we haven't done this in a while, and since there hasn't been a lot of combat, please say your class.
Oh, yes.
Your race and class.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a Harangon, and I am a sorcerer.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm nobody, and I play the role of Yolna, a Circle of the Moon Druid, who really got to play with some alligators last week. She's feeling pretty good for once. And Lee?
Zorknir next, right?
You were called.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Lee, Pive. Playing York, also Pive. Who is Jotun, who are Goliath with ice flavoring on top, kinda. Extra icy flavoring. Who is not straight up not having a good time right now because the swamp is too hot and the way the water in the air, it's weird, and the alligators are weird, and these are not the kind of
swamp puppies.
I mean, he loves them. He loves them dearly because Yorick loves all creatures dearly, but
yeah, but you're not a big fan of swamp puppies at the moment.
No, Yorick is just not straight up not having a good time. It's too hot. He doesn't do well in the heat. He grew up in the land of ice and snow, and this is just not his native biome, and he is straight up not having a good time, but is trying to be polite about it because that's what you do.
I'm pretty sure Yorick has probably been to Moose Bowl.
But dry heat.
But that's a dry heat.
Exactly, it's the desert.
So that'd be more like going to Arizona rather than going to
and believe
me, like Louisiana.
Yeah, I've been in Tennessee in the height of the summer, which is a step up, but still. And I've been to California, and it is very, very different, and it is.
Yeah.
And even that was not...
I've been to all states that get really hot. I've been to Texas, Arizona, California. Like, I've been to almost every state in America other than Hawaii and Alaska.
Yeah.
And I have to say, probably the best comparison would be Arizona and being in the bayou of Louisiana.
Yeah. But yeah, I will say, yeah, this is not... But he's trying to be polite about it, and Rafe's parents are lovely, more or less, and...
Oh yeah, you guys haven't met Rafe's dad, have you?
No, not yet. We may or may not at some point, depending on how things go. We'll see.
You guys are going to meet Rafe's dad today.
Ooh, fun. Can't wait.
Rafe's dad's played by me.
Okay. But yeah, that's Yorick and me, and then we have our dwarf last. Yes.
I am Nick. I'm playing Sorknir Starcaller, both he, him, they pronouns, who is a dwarf artificer, a man looking to reunite his kingdom, king of a third kingdom, adding to his duties and problems. And
technically, you pretty much like. It's all one kingdom. You just it's kind of like within The Hobbit how Thor and Oakenshield took back Isengard.
It is.
Oh,
It's
no,
also
I
like
forgot,
adding. It's also like
the
adding an
Lonely
entire
Mountain.
another province to your issues.
It's pretty much you took back the capital of the Dwarven nation.
Oh, Sorknir's very happy about this.
Yeah,
you'll never hear.
it's not a third. It's not being part of a king of a third. It's pretty much being you went from being the heir to two clans, the one that would unite the high dwarves and the deep dwarves, to being king of all dwarves.
So everything's coming up Sorknir. And and despite the heat, he is enjoying being here because of the justice that has been recently metered out via the trials.
That plus you're a dwarf that's an artificer. You'd probably be used to it.
I said everything's coming up Sorknir.
Yeah, the different it's like being in a dwarven forge, like with everyone around you quenching blades constantly, with all the humidity coming from the water quenching and the heat of the forges. This is pretty much home.
Yeah.
Perfect. And there we go.
Also forgot to mention that Yorick is a sorcerer who specializes in ice magics because,
Yo.
Such is what it is.
Okay, Rave, just a clarification. I can't remember. It was the sorcerer and fighter, Harangon, right?
Yeah, Dad's a fighter. He leads troops out on the out in the
He's
battlefield.
the heir to the fighter Harangon. I couldn't remember. He was one of the, I think, 7 clans.
Yeah. He's a fighter.
Clans or whatever.
Yep, he's a fighter, and he married Mom, and that's where you wind up on the battlefield a lot with him.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure I didn't say the wrong clan of Harangon for your dad. I keep forgetting to write this information down, so. Okay, and where we left off was everyone went to their rooms for the night, if I remember correctly. And the next day, you were all invited to meet with the High Elves.
Yep.
Mostly because of Rafe and Sorknir.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
So it is the next morning. Actually, yeah. So I am going to ask everybody to roll a D100. No, not D100. That's something I gotta do.
20?
I need everybody to roll a rest and also a perception check. Roll for rest and roll for perception check.
Wait, roll a rest?
Roll for rest. Yeah, like
right. I think we're having some confusion here because that's not a thing people normally roll.
Yeah, I have never once ever rolled.
Sorry,
for
I'm trying to
like
those that are uncomfortable in this environment.
Oh, to roll to see if we can actually sleep because the heat is being miserable.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Roll to see if you get
that
restful sleep. That's what I meant.
We can roll to see if we actually get a long rest. That's a.
Okay,
I
can't remember which. I couldn't remember what the roll is.
Could be.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what the roll is.
Survival
Constitution
or
check, maybe. Probably, I would imagine it's some sort of Constitution check or save, con-based, endurance. That's usually what you base that kind of thing on. And you said
okay, and that's going on my.
It does.
That was
Ooh.
9.
I think I might actually have done something useful. I rolled well. Maybe not the. What are we rolling for the can we sleep check?
6, 3, 4, 12, 56, 57, 59, 66, 62, 63, 6, 8, 6, 9, 77, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay. I don't know. That's why I couldn't figure out. I couldn't figure out what the roll was.
Okay.
That wouldn't be Constitution, would it?
I mean, I assume it would be Constitution. Is there a particular reason it wouldn't be Constitution?
I don't know. Jen, rolling.
My perception came in at a 23.
There you go.
Okay, but what I'm asking is, like, for those that are uncomfortable in this environment, what would that be like for restful sleep? Like, see if they got restful sleep.
Be a con save.
Okay, it would be con. Okay.
Yeah,
Con save, yeah.
It's a hard, and it's a medium DC, so that automatically falls to a DC 15 because D&D is founded like that.
Hey, so I get an extra proficiency bonus on top of my regular bonus. This is good. I'm good at con saves.
Also, well, that plus perception.
Okay.
No, it's 2 rolls. You have to do that roll and then a perception roll.
I rolled them both. I just wanted to make sure I knew what I was rolling before I rolled. I rolled the perception, and then I waited till I knew what we were going to roll before I rolled the other.
Okay. What was your perception?
Perception was 18, which is specifically on the dice, and then plus 0 because Yorick is not particularly perceptive intrinsically.
Okay, so you got 18?
More this time, so 18.
What did you get, Rafe?
For a restful sleep?
No, you're fine. You don't need restful sleep. You don't need the restful sleep.
Yeah, my perception's a 23.
Okay, yeah. I'm not even gonna ask if you want to take advantage because that's good enough. Because technically this is your home turf, so you could technically take advantage, but you don't need it.
Yeah.
Did anybody else need the restful sleep roll?
I was supposed to make it, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. Other than Yorick.
Your call as DM. How bad do you think it's going to be for them?
Actually, the only other one I would think would be Iona, potentially.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair enough.
Do you think Iona would be comfortable in this environment, or?
Heat is not a problem. Damp is a problem, so that depends on how damp it is in the house.
You're right. Yeah, because Leonin do kind of come from
drier
from
climates.
desert.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Iona can just turn into a gator now and sleep.
That's true.
I mean, okay, technically true, but wild shape still only lasts like 3 hours for me at this level, so.
Fair.
That's also true too.
Yeah.
The point I was trying to make is, like, how bad is it inside? Because is there any kind of climate control at all going on here?
It's
very much like 18th century southern houses.
Yeah, okay.
According to what
There's
Rafe said last time.
breezeways, and all the rooms have wide open windows. There's those, the turrets on the top of houses. Those are designed for heat to rise into them, and there's windows that are open so the air flows out of them. It's just the way they're built. And so I don't know a lot about architecture, but I know that about historic architecture. So there's several of those turrets around this place, off of every stairwell, and so the windows will open at a slant outward at the top, so hot air will flow out better through that, and there's breezeways. So yeah,
Yeah, sounds good
it's
to
breezy, but might still be warm.
Okay. So Iona, verdict for Iona?
me. Well, I went ahead and rolled a 23, so I think she's fine.
Okay, and then perception for Iona and Sorknir?
That would be an 11 for me, which is pretty darn close to the lowest I can roll. She is enjoying this too much.
Okay.
14 for Sorknir.
And
His
Sorknir?
guard is also down.
Okay, so it seems like the only two that even notice something is not right in the waters around the Rafe's family home are the one that is most uncomfortable and the one that is the most comfortable.
Huh.
The two at the
Interesting.
opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah. Is 16 enough to get
You
a
can hear
on the? Well, I was gonna say is 16 on the con save enough to actually be able to sleep or no?
Well, you passed the 15.
Yay! I can actually sleep. So I get my full proper rest.
Yeah, but also you heard the splashing of gators earlier, and this doesn't sound like gators. And Rafe definitely knows that this is not gators or anything that normally lives in this swamp.
Okay.
Or bayou. Or should I say, it sounds like something that could live in the bayou, but it shouldn't be this close to Rafe's home.
Interesting. All right.
That's something that Rafe knows.
Okay.
Is
And
that it shouldn't be, if it is something that lives in this bayou normally, it shouldn't be this close to the house.
and at what?
You just know that this doesn't sound like gators.
Okay. And when is this? When do we notice this? Before or after we get bed and sleep?
Oh, this is probably about halfway through the night.
Halfway through the. Okay.
Actually, no, I'd say about 6 hours.
6 hours.
You guys were asleep for about 6 hours.
Which is
Okay.
enough, more or less. Okay.
Rafe will walk out onto the onto the porch and
Okay.
look at the and motion at the guards. Well, there's something wrong out here,
And here, another question: where would Wraith have put up the other, the rest of the
Oh,
party?
they'd be you guys were in a block of rooms. So you guys are all you guys are in like 3 rooms around Rafe's.
All right.
Mhm.
So
Rafe's room is kind of like you and Rafe are across the hall from each other, and Sorknir and Iona across the hall from each other, and one of them is next to you, and one of them is next to Rafe.
Gotcha. So, all right. Yorick would probably be up as well, probably on the opposite side of the house, sitting on the windowsill, staring out, trying to figure out if we should be worried about this or not. Yeah.
Do either of you bring either of your companions' attention to this,
Probably.
or attempt to, I should say, because it's a dwarf and a Leonin,
Yeah. True.
2 heavy sleeping races.
Yeah. That's true. Yona, and we probably know that. I'd probably know that Yona sleeps. Because we've been traveling together for a while at this point.
Yeah, but
And so I
also
probably know
you have a
Yona's-
dwarf, which are known for their snoring.
I just rolled for it. His volume this evening is epic. It is.
Yeah, but I think we
Oh,
all
Oh,
probably,
what was your roll? What was your roll?
18 with bonuses. Oh no, 19.
Yeah, but we've all probably gotten to the point where Sorkner's snoring is just white noise at this point, so it's just like That's part of how we live now. in
Yeah.
this time.
It's only slightly above that
actually-
noticeable stage for you, really, all things considering.
Okay,
Yeah.
so who would be next to Sorknir?
Probably
Rafe or Yorick?
I would say
Yorick. He has less sensitive ears.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yorick
so
also would just-
Yorick,
yeah.
I want you to roll. Ooh.
Should I make the con save thing at disadvantage? If I'm rolling for
No.
restful sleep anyway, and Sorknir is snoring extra loud, I could probably
Well,
roll.
no, but as you said, this is kind of like this is kind of white noise to you guys now.
Yeah,
So it's not like it would screw with your sleep. If this was earlier in the journey, maybe.
maybe. All right.
You guys have slept a number of times since you.
Yeah. Yorick, although, actually, Yorick knows Rafe's not prone to sleeping light. Yorick would probably sit for like 10 minutes, listening to the splashing, and finally just go across
It kind
the
of
hall.
sounds. It doesn't sound like the splashing you would hear from like an alligator either getting into the water, out of the water, doing a like the barrel roll thing it does when it's got prey. It doesn't
Yeah.
sound anything like that. It kind of sounds like a fish flopping around,
Uh-huh. So I'm gonna
but it's too big to be a fish.
right. I'm gonna kind of cross the hallway, trying to be mindful and quiet, and then kind of kind of open Rafe's door, assuming it's not locked, and kind of poke my head in to see if Rafe is asleep. And then if you notice Rafe isn't asleep, knock a few times on the door.
Rafe is out of the room. The door's open.
If the door is open, Yorick would probably it's not nice to go in other people's rooms, but also this is concerning. And
Well, I
it's
would
very-
say that Rafe is probably on the balcony, like the deck outside her room, right?
yeah, would Yorick be able to see that from the door to the room?
Yes, you would be able to see straight to the.
Okay.
Like, he kind of has like those Venetian doors
Yeah,
that kind of
know
open
the
out
ones.
onto the porch.
Yeah, it would depend on the angle. But all right, if that's true, then
And you guys are on the
Yorick
second
kind of-
floor, so yeah, she's on the upper deck.
yeah. Well, I mean, you can't be on the lower deck going out the top second story window. There's no
Yeah,
way.
you can.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you
There's
have
a-
to go out the
there's
door
stairs
and down the
down
stairs
the-
and then out, or jump down the balcony there, which is a lot. And
Yeah.
but yeah, Rafe, Yorick would probably kind of go across and like tap Rafe gently on the shoulder. That's not normal, right?
Oh no, it's not. You know, I already alerted the guards. They'll hopefully be able to take care of it. There's a good dozen of them here at the house right now. So I'm sure one of them's waking up the others.
Both of you roll perception again.
This one did well for me last time. Oh, not terrible. 17.
22.
What was that? 17 and 22? You both hear the like wet thwacks, and you also hear like Rafe, especially with her more sensitive hearing, hears this what sounds like Herringon hitting something, like hitting a solid surface.
Like punching something
After
or
the
falling?
thwacks, they hear the thwacks. Like it sounds like a fish slapped someone kind of thing. Like when a fish slaps your face with their tail kind of thing. And then Rafe especially hears what sounds like a Herringon body hitting like a wall or a rock or something, like getting thrown back.
Rafe's gonna run over there.
Yeah.
So you're gonna
We're up
hop
on the
down
second
off
floor,
the second
right?
floor balcony.
Oh, she wasn't even on the second floor balcony. She went down she was out on the ground floor.
Oh,
Wait,
because
if
you're
you were
out
on
on
the ground
you
floor,
were
then Yorick
you
would
were on
probably
the
be-
second floor surrounding balcony.
Oh yeah,
your room's on the second floor.
she would have gone down.
So if
You know, she
Rafe
wants
went
to be on
down,
the
then
porch,
York would
not on the
probably.
balcony.
Okay, then
Well,
if Rafe
you
had
have
gone
a-
down, then York would
This
probably be like calling down to Rafe, "Hey, is that normal?" And Rafe would probably be like, "No, it's not," and because York is still up on the second floor.
Well, what I meant, like not balcony, but like there's a second floor, like the port, like the deck that goes around the
Yeah.
bottom floor. There's also one on the second
Yeah,
floor.
which is just a
So
balcony.
it's technically the deck is 2-floored. The house has got 3 floors, but it doesn't go up to the 3rd floor. It only goes up to the top, the bottom
Right.
2 floors.
Yeah.
And there's stairs between the second floor deck and the first floor deck.
Okay. So if Rafe is going down that way, then York will probably also go follow down the stairs there, and out to wherever they're going, wherever she's going to go look for this problem. And we're unarmed and unarmored now, right? Because we were sleeping.
Well, York, you do have the ability to summon your armor to you.
Yeah, but York doesn't. Does York know?
I'm not saying if you need. No, I'm just reminding you of the ability of your armor.
I don't
that
know.
You have the ability to summon it to you, or even the axes that came with the armor, like the 2 axes that are assigned to your station.
Yeah, I don't think York fully understands that he can do that. And he probably would have an axe, like a small ones he has from home with him. Like probably sleeps with it by the bedside, just in case, because he went out on military campaigns and old habits die hard. So he probably has that, and probably wearing like shorts to sleep in and nothing else because it's too hot for actual clothing, and and so yeah.
Okay.
And he's probably not thinking. York is not thinking. York is like trying to half pretend it's nothing, like trying to figure out if anything's wrong before he does anything about it. And now Rafe's running out, so of course York's following without preparation, because York does not prepare things. York just
Rafe has the daggers, and she's got her cloak on as she heads down.
Yeah,
she's gonna be protected.
Yeah, York is not, because there's no way that York is smart enough to think this through.
So at least you're armed, and Rafe doesn't even need any armor.
Has been on enough in around soldiers enough to have like a weapon, but
yeah, she's technically always.
I mean, I'm a sorcerer. I'm always prepared to hurt someone.
Exactly. So is Yorick, and so that's another thing of why he's not particularly worried about this.
Yeah.
I even think he has the shield spell, if I recall correctly. No, he doesn't. But he has options. So
Jen, I will be right back. I'm
grasp
switching phones because this one's.
Do we have
screwing.
shield?
Okay.
We do not. Oh, we have mage armor. So I'll cast mage armor as we head down the stairs. Okay. I'm gonna cast mage armor as we're casting. And in 5th edition, mage armor is self only, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I can't help Rafe with that, but I can cast it for me. I'll mark off the spell slot. Yeah. All right.
Okay, just a second.
Rafe has, or Yorick has one non-magical hand axe and his cast mage armor, and Rafe has everything because Rafe is just better prepared at, existence.
Need weapons, Rafe. Always a weapon.
Yorick doesn't need weapons either, but carries an axe anyway because he grew up.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's not like with Rafe who.
Yeah,
I mean, Yorick who
York's
kind of relies on their weapons.
Yorick doesn't actually rely on weapons all that much. He just carries them because everyone else carries them. More like
true.
Like he can fight without weapons perfectly fine. He just
True.
has one because that's the kind of thing when you face danger. You have a weapon. It's like a secured. It's like a mental thing more than anything.
Yeah. So I'm going to carry over your 2 rolls. That both actually, everyone else other than Rafe and Yorick, both of you roll your roll another perception check.
In our sleep.
Yep. You might be asleep, but you gotta roll another perception check.
Okay. 18.
18. And Iona?
Right. Sorry, I forgot I'm muted. 21 on my end.
Okay, you both are woken up by the sound of the thwacks and your 2 companions running down the stairs.
Sarknir immediately begins yelling and complaining about people being so loud. While getting his equipment on and running out the door.
Yep.
I suppose if this veranda is in the area, she'd probably just hop out the window to sit on the balcony there, because something is clearly happening, and she doesn't know what it is, but might as well. And, no need for any of that weapons or armor nonsense.
Okay. Yeah, Rafe and Yorick, when you guys get downstairs, you see all the guards. All the Harengon guards. Except for one, who is an older guard that seems more battle-tested. Kind of slumped against the wall of the house.
Okay.
And the battle-tested looking Harengon is going up against 2 merfolk.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
there's more guards coming, and Wraith is. See, how many merfolk are there?
There are 2 going up against that older Harengon, but there are another 4 somewhere around. You can see their wakes, like you can see like them speeding around underwater. They're kind of circling like sharks around the house.
Okay. Ba-dum-ba-da. So Wraith is going to hit them with the area where they're at. With ball lightning.
Which ones? The ones in the water, or the ones that are fighting the older Harengon?
The ones in the ones in the water. Water.
Where there are fish and swamp puppies?
Yeah, she doesn't care.
Okay.
She's not like her mom.
Roll for it.
Okay, just a second here.
Oh yeah, you're a storm sorcerer, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
And we have the homebrew shit too.
I haven't even worried about that yet. So, a sphere of pulsating lightning appears in an unoccupied space of your choice within range and lasts for the duration.
What is the range?
Range is 60 feet. A creature that comes within 10 feet of the sphere for the first time must make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage if it's wearing armor made of metal. I would also argue they're in the water. They have disadvantage. The creature takes 1d8 lightning damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. As a bonus action, I can move the ball around. This is just a
one
normal second level spell.
success. One success.
Yeah, and this is just the normal, level 2 spell.
18, 12, 2, and 11.
Yeah. So they.
That's without the modifiers. Because I forgot to add the modifiers.
Yeah, they take 6 damage, 3 if they fail, or 3 if they succeed.
One sec. That was a what dex?
It was a Dex DC 16.
Okay, so it's a 19, 13, 3, and 11.
Yeah.
It's like you said, one success.
One it took 3, the others took 6. You said?
Uh-huh.
3 of them are seriously screwed. And also, do you want to use your Storm Sorcerer homebrew
No.
effect for lightning?
No.
So you don't want to paralyze them.
Oh, yeah. We can paralyze them. That's perfectly
Yeah, the
fine.
homebrew
that
lightning
one,
effect for the Storm Sorcerer, where a successful lightning attack paralyzes the target.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. We can paralyze them. That's always good.
So would that count for all 4 or just 3 of them? Because 1 succeeded in their save.
I would say that you'd have to fail your save to be paralyzed, if that's what you want to do it as.
That's what I was wondering. Okay, so 3 of them are. So the 3 that took the full damage are paralyzed. The one of them didn't get paralyzed, but took half damage. Also, roll initiative. I forgot to say that.
Yeah, not the best roll, but
Everyone, or just the folks who are there currently?
Actually, have everyone roll it.
Fair enough. Yes, +1 on my initiative. That's right.
Okay.
Fastest dwarf in the land.
What'd you guys get?
18.
Also an 18.
What is the initiative modifier?
Dexterity.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
And Yolna, I'm sure, wins that tiebreak on dexterity.
What's your dexterity? I mean, what's your initiative, Rafe?
13.
Oh.
She surprised the heck out of him, but she's not going very fast.
Okay. What was yours? York? I can't hear you, York.
Oh, oops, I muted my mic because I was afraid of echo. Okay, they turned the volume so I could hear you better. My point is that if I rolled an 18, and B, it makes sense if Yorick and maybe Sorkner would have time to react before Rafe would react again.
Yeah,
But
Yorick spent time on the alert.
Yorick has an 18. And
you guys want to hear the initiative for the 4 merfolk?
Yeah.
Tell me it's 18.
20, 17, 9, and 5.
So one of them is going to go, and then York's going to go, and then that kind of makes sense.
And actually, the one that is not paralyzed is the one that got the 20.
Well, they're gonna go as soon as they get unparalyzed, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
No, it's the one that didn't get paralyzed.
That actually tracks. Actually, yeah. Sometimes the dice just tell the story, and
Yeah, because I rolled the 3 that got paralyzed together. So all 3 of the ones that got paralyzed, I rolled their initiative together, and then I rolled the one that didn't get paralyzed by itself.
Remember, the ball lightning is per turn. So whenever they're within 10 feet of it, every turn they take damage.
nice.
Yep, and the paralyzed ones can't move, so they're taking damage again.
When does the damage take place? Top of the round or your turn, Jen?
Their turn.
Their turn? Okay.
When a creature comes within 10 feet of the sphere for the first time on a turn, it must make a dexterity saving throw.
So
Okay.
if it's already in that spot, then it...
Because it's now,
any
for the
entering.
first time this turn, within 10 feet of it, it takes damage again.
At the beginning of its turn.
Yep.
Seems good.
Okay. What is the what is the DC?
16. And then I'll roll the damage again.
That is a 17.
2.
it
I
takes-
rolled a 4, so it takes 2 damage.
Okay, takes 2 damage, and it is moving towards you.
Shocker.
It's got a 40-foot swim speed.
Uh-huh.
And you are... How far out did you put it? Right over them, right?
Yeah.
They were about 30 feet out.
Uh-huh.
So it's got 10 feet of swim speed plus 10 speed on land. So it's literally just jumps at you.
Okay.
And let's see. Now I gotta roll. It's using its spear. That is does a 15 hit?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so it was two-handing it. So that means it is using... I'm trying to find the damage. Okay, D8. That is 4 damage.
Okay.
And it retreats backwards 20 feet.
Okay.
Next in the lineup is Yorick, I believe.
Okay, so one of them just attacked Rafe and then went back 20 feet.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go move 20 feet right up to that one, wrap my hands around its neck, and freaking shocking grasp it because nobody hurts Rafe. Yeah,
Is there a save for that or not?
Shocking grasp, I believe, is an attack roll.
Yep.
Yeah, 5e. Here we go. Let's see. Lightning springs from hand deliver a shock on a hit. So it's a ranged spell attack. So it is a proficiency, which is that, plus my spellcasting modifier, which is that, plus a dice roll. So here we go. Whoa. Oh, okay.
What'd you
That's
get?
a nat 20.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so you get crit damage.
yes, it takes a d8 lightning damage. And when I reach
So 2d8.
Yeah, 2d8. So it's 2d8 plus so it's 4d8 or 2d8 doubled. DM's or Secret Keeper's call. Is it 48 or 2d8 doubled?
No, so it's 1d8 Doubled.
It's 2d8 of damage because I'm 5th level. We went up to 5th
Oh.
level, right?
Oh yeah, 2d8 because of 5th.
Right.
So that's 4d8. Yeah, roll it.
Roll 4d8s or roll 2d8s and double it.
2d8s.
2d8s
Double
and
it.
Okay, here we go. Rolling 2d8s. That's 2 6s. So that's 12. Plus 12 is 24. Yeah, so it's 24 damage.
I would like you to RP it.
Okay, so Yorick is...
What happens?
Yorick is not having this. He's
You
running
just
down.
completely obliterated. Like, the thing was already, like, half health.
Yeah, so Yorick sees
So
this-
you
this
obliterated it pretty much.
Yeah, so Yorick is... There's something going on. He has no idea, quite. He's kind of taking in the battlefield, sees the fighting, sees Rafe. Rafe casts a spell. Yorick sees this creature just jump out of the water and attack Rafe, and Yorick is not having it. And as soon as it runs, Yorick's like, oh, no, you don't, and starts running forward, reaches out and grabs it, as it's trying to jump, back into the water, he kind of lunges forward and grabs around. He's got the axe in one hand, but it's kind of pressed up with the handle against this. His one hand's got around the creature's ribs and one hand's on the shoulder, and just kind of draws forth all of the whatever power he has to give it a little good shock, because he saw how Rafe did that and it worked really well. So he's thinking, lightning, yeah, let's do it, and just kind of grabs it and is just shocking. And the fingers dig in and the thing flops a little bit, and then kind of, I would imagine, passes out. And goes limp, and just Yorick is panting and just drops the corpse and turns. Rafe, you okay? Rafe,
Yeah.
Rafe, you okay?
I'm good.
Okay. And I'll give the thing one last kick, and then I'm wherever it was, standing, probably knee deep in the water, which is probably, or however deep it went.
You have actually you turned it into charbroiled merfolk.
Cool. And so he'll give it a good kick, and the water will splash a little, and then kind of readjust the axe and kind of turn, and then that's
Okay.
because I did my movement and my action, and I don't have any good bonus actions. So, actually, though, wait, I could do a leveled spell as a bonus action as long as I only cast a cantrip as an action, right?
Yeah.
How many spell slots? 3. There is how far away am I from the other Harangon? After
The one that is currently fighting two Harangon? Two merfolk?
Yeah, that one. How far away am I from him?
I'd say about 30 feet.
Perfect. I'm gonna Misty Step right up behind the merfolk that he's fighting.
Okay.
So that I'm back in the fight for next turn. And that's
Ooh.
Move, grab it.
I just rolled for those two merfolk.
I'm gonna be behind, so he gets flanked.
No. I rolled for those two merfolk for their initiative.
Yeah.
I forgot to roll the initiative. One got a 10, so an 11.
Sure.
And one rolled a nat 1.
Oh, well, I'm behind one of them. DM or Secret Keeper's choice on whichever one's closer and allows me.
I'm gonna go with the nat 1.
Okay, I'm behind him with my behind them with my axe and ready for next turn.
Rafe, I need you to roll damage for the orb.
Roll damage for the
Well, that's an 8 on the die.
Yeah.
Do I take damage from?
There's another charbroiled merfolk.
Oh, do I take damage from the orb by going past?
You are not within distance of the orb.
Good. Okay.
There was a total of 6 merfolk.
Right, and 4 of them were right around the orb, and 2 of them were over here, and I went after those.
Yes, you Misty stepped over to the 2 that were fighting the older Harangon.
Right. Just
the other 3 are still under the orb.
Right.
Gotcha. Well, technically the other 2 now because one just got charbroiled.
Cool. All right. All right, that's my turn.
Rafe, what is the save for this?
16.
Okay, yeah. What is everybody else's initiative?
I think everyone had an initiative of 18 except Rafe.
Yeah, Sorknir had Sorknir also had an 18. and yeah, so
Sorkner, you're up.
Well, but Sorkner hadn't shown up yet. Are we in the?
Well,
have
you
we
got
arrived
initiative,
now?
so move your
Yeah.
movement.
Okay.
Which way are you gonna go? You gonna go across the hall, or are you gonna go out your balcony?
you would probably
Oh,
hear.
Sorkner had already run out into the hallway, so he
Yeah,
continues. So he continues along that way. Then.
Are you gonna go into Rafe's room? Take the same path that Yorick took, or are you gonna go down to the end of the hall and down the stairs?
End of the hall and down the stairs.
Okay. You make it to the top of the stairs, which is 30 feet.
Okay.
How much movement you got left?
I'm gonna dash and move another 30 feet then.
Okay, you make it to the bottom of the stairs.
Awesome.
And probably been another 10 feet.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna I took a quarter of your movement for the stairs. So you had 25. And it was about 15 down the stairs, so you had another 10.
Sounds good. And that'll be Sorkner's turn then.
One sec. Okay, I am back.
Okay. I believe we are on to Iolna.
Yes.
Yeah, so she had kind of just hopped out onto the balcony, onto the veranda. Is any of this visible from up there?
Yeah. Kind of. You're on the same side as Rafe, right?
Let's say so for the sake of the argument, because it's easier that way than spending
Oh yeah,
10
because
minutes figuring
Sorkner
out
was
logistics.
next to Yorick. So yeah. Yeah, you can see this from the veranda.
Okay. Honestly, if that's the case, I think she's going back to bed, because this is clearly handled, so...
Okay.
I'm sorry to not participate, but like...
It's fine. Cat's like, I don't need to participate in this chase.
I mean, what am I gonna do? Just go down there and get myself bug zappered? You got this already. It's done. It's over.
Yeah, Rafe, roll damage.
Speaking of which.
Uh-huh.
That I rolled a 7.
Yeah, the other two just got charbroiled. It is back to the 18s.
And I think Iolna probably actually has the highest dex of the 318s, correct? My bonus is...
But you all know it went back to bed,
One.
so...
That's true.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna take a hit to the initiative there.
Probably. Odds are. You might be busy that turn. Yorick, then, I suppose, would be high.
Yorick and Rafe, I think, are the only two that are left. Actually, on the battlefield.
Yeah, that might be.
Yorick, are you going to grab and shock anything else?
Oh, the turn order came around again. Okay. If the turn order came around again, then I'm going to, the one in front of me that I'm behind. I'm going to, let's see. Oh, I have. That's cool. I did not realize I had that. I'm gonna, I have, Two-hand axe. Okay, tempestuous magic. Oh, first level or higher. Oh, I have an extra 10 feet. I forgot I had that extra cool. I have useful things that I have. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to okay, I have the cone effect. I'm going to use. I could have done a lot of things. Can I use so I have the ability which is the Jotun hands. It's a ranged attack though.
Yeah.
Can I use it on the merfolk that I'm not right next to?
Read the description of it.
Let's see. A ranged attack that deals 3d6 cold damage. It's plus 5 to hit 3 times per long rest. That's what I have written in my notes.
It also has a melee option. Because you leveled up to 5.
Oh, cool.
I didn't get. I forgot you had that ability, so I didn't let you know.
Yes, and I forgot too, but I was like, actually, York's kind of in touch with the primal. Like,
yeah, because you have Jotun, it also has a melee option, which pretty much. I don't remember what we flavored it as. What it would look
probably
like.
Cold damage, I would imagine, some sort of.
No, flavored it as the look, not the damage type.
Oh, probably just glowy hands and punching things, right? Because
so kind of like manifestations of cold energy as hands, right?
Yeah, like kind of pulling it the same way you would do shocking grasp, like pulling it through the hands and shoving them with it, because probably like pulling and then like shove them, and if they can duck, they can duck. Like I'd have to roll.
The melee range option is actually where it creates a pair of hands out of like it manifests a pair of ice hands
that then
and slams them together.
All right, so but I don't need to manifest them and slam them together from far away because I'm right next to this guy. So
that's the melee option.
Yes, I'm taking the melee option if I have it because I'm right next to this
the one
guy.
You're right next to, the one that rolled a nat 1.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. So do I rolled a hit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's plus 5. So let's see if they can. That's a 15. Just 15 hit.
Let me check the armor class.
15, maybe.
I forgot to check the armor class.
That would be helpful.
Because so far, the only time the armor classes really counted was never.
Yeah, we haven't had to have any attacks rolled yet. Well, no, the shocking. Well, yeah, shocking glass was nat 20. So the
11.
Boom, that hits. Okay, and is the melee the same? How many damage? 3d6 cold damage, or is it more or less?
It just has an added effect on a successful hit.
Cool. So it is the same amount of damage, which means I use 3d6.
Yeah, it has a similar effect to Rafe's unique sorcerer storm sorcerer thing, but it causes the frozen effect.
Ooh, all right. Excellent.
If they do not, if they fail a save.
All right. Well, let's see if first damage. Okay, stop. It would help if the dice didn't fall on the floor. Okay, that's not much damage. That's 7 damage. Yeah, 7 damage.
Okay. And what is your spell save modifier?
My spell save would be a
or DC.
Yeah, the spell save would be proficiency plus the spellcasting characteristic, right? Plus 8.
Yes.
So it would be 14 would be the save.
Yeah, they did not pass the save. They rolled an 11.
Cool. So
they have the frozen status.
Okay, so I smack them with a bit of ice and do 7 points of damage and freeze them in place. And
yeah, they are hurting and frozen in place.
Yes, and flanked too. Yeah, that was the plan. That's why I went where I did, is to flank them.
Oh.
Yeah.
You froze them into a statue. You didn't just freeze them in place.
Well, cool. Good for them.
By being flanked, I use extra damage. I use the extra damage
Variant roll.
rule.
Cool. Okay.
So damage is doubled when flanked.
Okay.
So yeah, you froze it into a statue.
Cool. All right. That so that would be an action to cast or do, I would imagine.
What?
The Jotun hands is an action. So I'm gonna if I know they're frozen in place, I'm gonna step over.
No, they're not just frozen in place. You turned them into a statue. They are gone.
Oh, well.
Damage is doubled. Merfolk have 11 hit points.
Right, so it'll be 14 damage instead of just 7.
Yeah, Merfolk have 11 hit points.
Oh, I see. So it okay. Well, then I'm gonna step over to the other one, and so I'm behind the other one, and it's flanked for the end of my turn. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a few steps over and grab it, ice it, step few steps over behind the other one to give flanking, so that this guy gets flanking too for his turn, and that's my turn.
Rafe.
Is there anything still alive?
Yes, the other one that was fighting the older Harangon.
Okay. What am I going to do to it?
Remember that you have 2 allies within range.
Yeah. So it's what am I going to do to it?
Yes. How far can you move the orb?
I'm not moving the orb.
No, I was just wondering because if you move the orb, if you were able to move it a distance far enough to where it was 10 feet from the merfolk, but not 10 feet from your allies. That is an option if you had the movement of it. If you're able to move it far enough.
Yeah. I'm going to drop the orb, and I'm going to hit it with Magic Missile as a 3rd level spell.
Ooh.
So that is 5 darts.
And how much?
1d4 plus 1 per dart.
So a D what?
1d4 plus 1 per dart.
And
so it's a D1 plus 5.
No,
it's a
5d4?
it is 5d4 plus 5 damage.
Right. And depending on how you roll, some figure keepers have people roll just 1d4, and then that applies to all the darts, and some of them have them roll.
I'll do that. Roll a d4.
Okay, well the first one I rolled was 3 damage. So that's 15
that's
total.
8 damage.
No. So it's 5 darts.
No, I'm saying 8 damage per dart.
No. Each dart is 1d4 plus 1 damage. There are 5 darts. So it does 5. So I'm hitting it with 1d4 plus 1 5 times.
Oh, so that's 4, 8. That's
it's 3 damage times 5.
Okay,
what you just
happens?
Me, it's 15 damage.
What happens when these darts hit the merfolk?
They just go pummel, just smash into it. It's force damage, so it pushes, on the last.
No, what I'm asking is, do they turn it into Swiss cheese? Do they? What happens? You have obliterated it.
They just knock it over. I mean, to be fair, they look like when I cast them, they look like the 1970s lawn darts with the giant spikes on the end. But
yeah, I have a feeling that Sorknir shows up right as that thing goes flying into the side of the house.
It's not flying anywhere. It just falls over. It just kind
You
of
said force damage, right?
Well, I mean,
it's
it
force
gets,
damage, but it's a type of damage. It's not pushing it. There's no knockback. It just kind of falls over dead.
Oh, okay.
Wraith isn't dramatic. There's nothing dramatic about this. They just look like the lawn darts you played with as a kid.
Roll a d6. I'm using a 3 or 3.5 roll here.
It's a 6.
Your darts hit it in the head.
Okay.
Yeah, you turned its head into mush.
yeah, it's basically like we're punching it repeatedly.
Yeah, it's like punching it repeatedly.
Yeah, you turned its head into pretty much a puddle.
Oof.
With lawn darts sticking out of it.
Yep. And then they dissipate because they hit and then they dissipate.
Yeah, so Sarknir really literally just sees like this merfolk fall over with a absolutely destroyed head with what looks like ethereal darts, lawn darts sticking out of its head.
Who's causing all this trouble? Oh. I see the problem is handled.
You also see all the charbroiled merfolk and the merfolk ice statue.
Yeah.
I don't like that smell.
It smells like fried fish. Oh, the merfolk that were offed by the chain orb, the orb of lightning. They pull a dead fish routine.
Yeah, and so do several fish.
No, I'm saying like those merfolk are pulling the belly up routine.
They're
Yeah.
just floating
In the water.
belly up with like their eyes all glazed and yeah.
Yeah, they're pulling a fish belly up.
Belly
Yeah.
up. Okay. Merfolk go
Okay.
belly up when they die. Interesting. And float.
Well, these ones got charbroiled, so their swim bladder kind of expanded.
Yeah, so they're swelling and they're belly up. Cool.
Yeah. From the steam of the their inside like vaporizing.
Oof. Poor things. Okay. Wait a second. Did all of them go down? Have all of them gone down?
Okay, you took one out with shocking grasp. You
Right,
took
and then-
one out with your Jotun hands.
Right.
Rafe took out
The
4.
rest of the 4 of them with those 3.
3 of them with the
Ball lightning.
ball lightning, and 1 with magic missile.
And the one with magic missile was the one that was flanking between me and the other Harangon. Which means that one fell right in front of where Rafe was, and I was like, oh, okay, that's down. All right. So that's all of them.
Yeah, it didn't take 20 damage, it took 40.
Ah, right, because it's... right, because you had the extra flanky bit. That means it's down on the ground, which means we're all just kind of standing there. I'm kind of standing face to face with this guy, and the enemy between us just fell, and we're like, hi. This is awkward.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I'll hold out my hand. Hey, my name is Yorick. I'll, hold out my hand.
Just imagine a Minnesotan accent here.
Oh yeah,
But-
welcome. Nice to meet you. Go tell your folks I says hi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you pretty much just picture a Minnesotan accent here. But hello, nice to meet you. How you doing? And Rafe, I want you to roll perception. At advantage.
Oh.
That's 26.
Yeah, you recognize that voice, even though you can't see their face. It is your father.
Oh.
Oh come on, Dad. That's no way to treat to treat somebody you just met. Come on.
But he was being nice to me. Wait, hang on, Rafe, this is your, and Yorick is kind of looking between them. Look, hi, huh? Well, I'm glad I helped you then. What? And you can kind of see Rafe, or Yorick is kind of looking between Rafe and her father, kind of like, okay, like you can see him like thinking, okay, it's Rafe's father. All right, be nice. Trying to wait a second. If you're Rafe's father, that means you're the and then you can see Yorick will like bow. Because
Hydrate has been redeemed.
Oh, here's to everyone.
Right about now, you hear Rafe's mom come out, and they see Yorick bowing. They're like, "You don't have to bow."
But if I don't, it's
they're not royalty like me.
Yeah, but like a consort of, doesn't that count for something, right? Doesn't consorts count for something? And I'll look to Rafe.
Rafe, dear, would you please explain?
Well, I don't know. I heard the battle, and there was some merfolk fighting some folks here, so I joined in.
No, dear. I mean about your father.
I don't know why he's here.
No. Why Yorick doesn't have to bow to your father?
Well, I mean,
Yorick doesn't have to bow to anyone, but he doesn't seem to get this through his head whenever I tell him this.
Compared to me, where I don't mind it.
Well, yeah, that's because well, technically Dad is the Duke because he's married to you, but he's not actually a Duke because he's not from a noble line. Yeah, that's fine, whatever.
Right, but consort.
No, he's a Duke. Count? His title is Duke.
Yeah, see, he does have a title as a consort, and therefore is owed a certain amount of respect. And also, merfolk. We were just attacked. Wait, hang on. They were probably attacking here, right? Wait a second. Should we be like bashing defenses and that sort of thing?
Rafe's mom's hand kind of glows, and I need you to roll. I'm trying to figure out what it would be, but
Arcana to figure out what kind of spell she might be casting.
No, she's trying to cast silence on you.
Oh, I mean, it's an area of effect spell, so it goes into effect whether you want it to or not. It just, you don't get a saving throw.
No, pointed silence.
All right. Well, I still don't think you get a saving
throw. So it's
throw.
silence beam. So it's like it's kind of like,
yeah, but she just has narrowed down she has a variant that's narrowed down the area effect one Yorick.
Size. Yeah, it's not an AOE. It's a target.
A little ring right around Yorick so that he can't.
Yeah, she's doing it as target instead of AOE.
I think it just hits, right? It's if you're in the affected area, and if the affected area is right, tiny little ring right around Yorick, then Yorick is in the affected area, and you'd have to know to dodge it. I guess you could give a dexterity saving throw to step to the side and
do it.
Okay. You probably wouldn't know what she's casting, and probably would.
Well, also she is kind of pointing at you, like.
Yeah, and it's probably like a spell, and it's like, oh wait, spell, and
you can see a light around her hand, but that's about it. You don't know what it is, but you know that she's casting a spell at you.
Right, and that's an 11.
You fail.
Okay, so
you end up yeah.
And Yorick is.
If you're in silence, do you even notice?
Well, he wouldn't be able to hear. You'd be speaking, or he'd be speaking, and then he'd stop being able to hear his own voice, and then be like, he can't hear anything. You can't.
Oh, so you're like trying to snap like, in your ear, trying to hear something.
Like rubbing at the ears. and just look down his hands, looks up, and he just gives her like the.
She snaps her fingers and it dissipates.
It, oh, it's back.
Dearie, you were starting to panic.
Yeah, but we were just.
That's a
attacked,
normal
right?
state for him, Mom. I haven't been able to work on him with this the entire time.
Rafe, dear, do you think that there's enough for the pets to each get some?
Well, considering how many fish are lying over there too, yeah, probably.
And she kind of gives like she kind of goes like this and just like whistles, and about 6 swamp puppies just go barreling out of different points in the and of the first floor, and just start eating the all the lizard. I mean the merfolk and the fish.
Cool.
Except for the ice sculpture fish.
Well,
or merfolk.
Cold.
They just look at that one like.
Yorick will kind of smack it with his axe, and does it shatter? Can I shatter it if I smack it hard enough with the axe?
Give a strength check.
Okay. That's a nat. Well, no, that's a 4. Hang on. Not a nat 1, but 5. Probably not.
Okay.
Probably like a chip or two off, and then he'll just kind of sigh and go.
You crack it. You don't completely break it, but you definitely crack it.
Yeah, Yorick will just kind of sigh and go sit on the porch, and probably not even like on a. He'll just go and sit on the floor of the porch.
Crack it and tip it over. That's about it.
All right. Yeah, Yorick will go and sit on the porch and just sigh dramatically.
Like you might snap off like the tip of a fin or something.
Yeah, not anything cool and impressive or anything. Yeah, Yorick will just go sigh and go sit on the porch, and Sorknir probably is right there, right? Because he was coming running down.
Yeah.
He'll just kind of go and plop down onto the porch next to Sorknir at his feet, just like, just done with this nonsense. Yeah. Yorick is just done with this nonsense.
Crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
I'm fixing you. Don't worry. There you go.
Thank you. There. Okay. So where were we?
Yorick is sitting dejectedly on the porch. The dead merfolk are being eaten by the alligator. The friend...
What is Sorknir doing?
Yeah.
Sorknir is looking around and examining the bodies for anything he can learn about the merfolk. You know,
As much as you
the
can.
one of the few that hasn't been eaten yet.
Okay. Yeah, the only one that hasn't been gnawed on by the crocodile or the alligators is the frozen one.
Sorknir just ends up appreciating Yorick's nice work on the creature then, and yeah, goes over and sits by Yorick.
Okay, I am going to say. I'm gonna say we do a time skip.
Okay.
Okay. Till
Just
the next
we're just
morning.
gonna say everyone goes back to bed, like because everything is.
All right.
Yeah, next morning, you guys all wake up, fill Iona in on what happened,
No, I
and
saw
head down
what
to
happened.
breakfast. Oh, in formal attire.
Okay.
Or everyone that has formal attire is wearing formal attire.
Cool. Question is, does Yorick?
So Rafe is wearing her most formal attire. Yorick is wearing his Captain of the Guard armor. Sorknir is
Yeah.
wearing the royal robes.
Hang on though.
Rafe is wearing the most
I have
lesbian
no clue what Iona's
pantsuit
wearing.
she can.
Okay. Fair. Ooh, what is Rafe wearing? Rafe has an
Oh,
outfit. Ooh,
it's a
ooh,
pinstripe suit.
It's
It's a
the
pinstripe
most
suit.
lesbian pantsuit you can find.
I can picture it, and it's a
Ooh.
vibe.
Is it like
And
a three-piece pantsuit?
there's no undershirt. It's just the vest with the coat.
Classic.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, I can picture it.
Is there a bow tie or some kind of bow involved?
No, because there's no collar for it to go on. Well, I mean, you could put a bow.
There's
you
no
would have to wear a
there's
bow.
no tie or anything because the vest there's no shirt.
Like
It's
does she have,
just
like,
a vest
Oh.
with a coat, linen, nice loose.
Yeah, but I can also
breathable
see
linen.
kind of like a collar,
Nice.
like a bow
one of those
tie.
detached collars type
Bow tie.
deals.
Nope,
No. Okay.
no collar, no nothing. It's just a double it's got a shawl collared vest with a cut collar with the notch tight V coat.
Huh.
Are you at least wearing a bell hat?
She has ears. No,
Oh, that's true. Oh, well, you could make a really nice sun hat with ear holes, probably.
you
if you wanted
could,
to.
and she would probably wear
Like
that
a
on any
southern
other day.
bell- I could picture Rafe in a southern bell hat with her ears poking through.
And
Yeah.
she would if she wasn't in formal attire.
Right. The hat has to match
Nice
the
big
outfit.
broad sun hat, ears sticking up through it. Yeah, she'll do that.
Yorick?
But no,
Yeah, Yorick probably has formal like sorcerer robes. I would imagine from like.
Yeah, but I would say because you are Sorknir's Captain of the Guard, you would probably go more with your Captain of the Guard
Yeah, but
than your sorcerer robe.
There's nothing. If the former sorcerer robes, the formal robes for before were probably, although they're probably fur lined because formal wear in the because they don't heat the inside beyond like 70 degrees. So or not beyond like 60 degrees inside the houses. So I bet your Jotun formal wear probably has fur,
Yeah.
like fur lining and like not heavy full like proper outside furs, but like
Oh yeah, it does. It's like Viking. It's Viking-esque.
yeah, it has like
It's
leather
like Viking
and
King
the
formal
time
wear.
and like the runes and all of that, and it's probably and I bet yours
And it's got a
probably like wear some of that over the Captain of the Guard armor because that's that's his as a secondary basically heir. He has to have that. He doesn't like to wear it because he doesn't like to be reminded that he's technically supposed to be in charge of these things, and is just really, really hoping his grandmother doesn't die before his cousin comes.
I could see you wearing the cloak.
Yeah, like the cloak overlay.
It does have a temperature regulation rune on it, but I couldn't see you wearing the rest of the formal guard.
Well, yeah, the rest of the formal guard would probably go with the cloak. It would be the cloak over like the top layer over the armor because and which is all well.
Yeah,
and
I'm saying like I don't think you would wear like the formal robes.
Yeah,
but
well,
I could definitely see you wearing like the armor under the cloak.
Well, I would imagine
which is kind of got like your badge of office and your both your badges of office, like your heir's badge for the clan home and your captain of the guard badge.
Well, that would be attached to the armor, wouldn't it?
Well, your Captain of the Guard badge would go either on your cloak or your armor. If you're not wearing a cloak, it goes on the armor. But if it's on you, if you're wearing a cloak, it goes on the cloak.
For him to put it together, because I would imagine Yorick would probably have like, and this is, but imagine the formal wear for like a big formal dinner with the clan home would be the like a tunic, like a knee length tunic, and like pants, and then a robe, then the overrobe, and then the cloak over that. It'd be layers, I would imagine, and like the two top layers go over either a knee length tunic and like pants, or a full length robe, and with the pants underneath, or like a calf length kind of thing with the pants underneath.
I could also see, like, this is just a thought that popped into my head. I could see you going to taking your Jotun formal attire to the caravan and asking it if it could make a set that is more temperature appropriate.
Yorick would probably be stubborn, like, because
no, I mean like keeping the look, but like
yeah, well, I mean,
like maybe making a set with like regulation runes on it or something.
Yeah, well, like, Yorick is probably pretty stubborn, so he probably like wear it like over the armor, because the robe just goes on over the things, and it's not. He probably doesn't even think of doing that. He's like, all right, oh god, we have to wear that, and he probably doesn't realize how bad it's going to be until he's got the robe on, and because he has probably worn this in. I mean, even when we went to the clan home, he doesn't dress unless it's very, very specifically, absolutely necessary, and we didn't have time to.
Yeah, unless it's a moot. Like, you probably wouldn't wear it unless it was a moot.
Yeah, and so if we're going down and it has to be formal attire, Yorick kind of roll his eyes and then go to put on the like. Okay, well, Captain of the Guard. So he's like thinking, well, Captain of the Guard, I could wear the overrobe over that. That makes sense. He's probably put instead of the robe, because he probably goes to put the tunic and like the robe and the tunic and the pants, and then like, oh, and the probably really nice boots to go with it, and then be like, oh wait, no, hang on, Captain of the Guard armor. So we'll strip down and put that on, and then be like, okay, well, put the overrobe over that, and then doesn't realize, because I'm imagining the overrobe doesn't have the sleeves, because they have the tunic sleeves underneath, so it's got like, it's sort of it's got these big shoulder pieces with the fur lining and the heavy leather, and then it kind of hangs down with the probably really nice embroidery and probably like a pelt almost, depending on what. Yeah, so it'd be the pelt goes over like the shoulders, and
I could probably see like a Fenris
and then two leather pauldrons over that, and then he's put this whole robe on, and then realizes, oh. And it has the badge, the
pelt is probably Fenris Knight.
And Yorick will probably be just sweating and then just like ready to pass out and be like, okay, well, it's formal attire, I have to, and because the only other option is
Yorick, I could also see like you keeping the tunic and the pants and like the formal tunic and pants, because those go good for like the warmer months in Jotunheim.
Yeah. But you have to wear the cloak. The cloak's like the big one that like even in the warmer formal months you wear the full cloak because it's the formal attire and you just suffer.
Wait, I thought you said overrobe, not cloak. You said overrobe.
Well, it is an overrobe. It's kind of like it's an overrobe. So you wear the tunic and that's fancy, and then you wear the overrobe is the badge of office. The tunic and the pants are just fancy wear. With the boots are just fancy. The overcloak is the official thing that makes you the heir, so you have to wear the cloak.
Oh no! It's a badge. It's a literal circular badge.
Which goes on, I would imagine, some sort of formal regalia that goes on. It's like a formal. It's like sewn onto a formal regalia that goes on over the regular fancy clothes that.
Well, no, I was saying the badge of office that could either go on the armor or the cloak was the Captain of the Guard.
Right.
The badge of office for heir is the clasp on the cloak.
Right. So it's
literally the brooch that holds the cloak closed.
Right. So it's the badge. So he has to wear the whole thing, and then I don't know if Yorick knows that the badge of office, because. This is the first. He's the captain of the guard. Kind of got thrust on him, so I think he's kind of like he's not sure. Yorick has never had to formally dress as captain of the guard before. It's a brand new position. He's definitely had to formally dress as the heir before, which is.
Sorknir could definitely let him know what which one of the accoutrement that's on the armor is the badge of office.
Okay, fair. So Yorick will be putting on the whole armor, and then the cloak over it because it fits, and it's like, well, like this is how. And then go to Sorknir and be like, is this right? Do I look? Because I don't know if it doesn't supersede that I'm your right hand, but also armor. So I figure if you can see the armor through the piece, it's good, right? Is that enough official dressing? Like that I'm your captain of the guard and also the heir? Is that good?
Sorknir walks you through layering things so that you have the correct areas showing for your dual loyalties.
Also, the left shoulder strap has a circular section that is not on the right, which is literally where is literally the badge of office is like right here.
So
it can be removed and put on like a cloak or whatever.
It can be detached and put on the top layer along with all the other regalia, so that it's showing.
Yeah, like it's right here on the you know how cuirasses have the shoulder straps right here.
Yeah.
Or they have the straps to go under the. Well, they have the straps to go on the side, but some kind of tighten only on the side, or they tighten on the shoulder and the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, this right here, right in front of the shoulder strap, it kind of goes behind the badge, and it's detachable, and it's made to be detached to be put on top of a cloak if you're wearing a cloak over the armor.
Which I am, because it's my fancy special Jotun air cloak, which
yes.
We're going to do formal, I better wear. And Yorick is suffering because it's hot, and he just does not want to do this, but it is.
Yeah, official. Which has your badge of office as the brooch.
Yes, so I have two badges of office. Then the official one that I have for the cloak, and then the one for the captain of the guard, which we've put over the cloak now because it.
There's the temperature regulation.
To the right, and a little bit behind Sorknir.
So you think that would negate the
good, right? Like official, if we're going to do official.
It would, and it is time for us to take our break. We'll be back in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, sorry.
We'll see you all soon.
Yes. Okay.
Hi, welcome back, everybody. We are live with the second half of the Artifacts of Romulus, episode 13, here on All on the Table.
Hey, guys. So, yeah, after that snafu we had right before the break of trying to figure out what exactly it is that we were talking about, before we came back from the break, we had a couple minutes, and we figured out it is a cape, not a cloak. And both myself and Lee have conferred on it, and it is a cape. And they also have like a vest type thing that goes under the cape. Let's see. Iona, does Iona actually have any formal attire?
Well, so the thing is that Yolna has lived in the woods for the past 10 years, at least, alone. So all of the clothes she had are stuff she made herself.
Yes.
I want to say on a normal day, it's basically just knee-length shorts and a vest, and that's pretty much it. Maybe a cape if it's cold out. And it's very tanned leather, maybe for around the edges, maybe not. She's not necessarily a craftsperson, she's just kind of getting by. And that is exactly what she's wearing when she heads down to dinner or breakfast for the first time. And she gets chased back upstairs, I think. And then there's a lot of yowling and screeching and thumping and running back and forth from up there. And then when she shows up again, she's been stuffed into it's like when you put your cat into one of those little cat costumes. It's very much just fur everywhere. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, I think what happened was a couple servants or lower caste Harangon kind of dragged you back up, chased and dragged you back upstairs and freshly tailored some formal attire for you. It doesn't quite look right.
And,
It's probably what happened.
and Yorick will look at Yona and say, You look good. You look good.
I look like a nightmare.
You look good.
What
Yeah,
thing is this?
you
One
just
attire
see,
for breakfast? Who does that?
well, dearie, you guys are your group is heading over to the High Elf compound right after breakfast. So instead of waiting for you to change after breakfast, it makes more sense to just wear it to breakfast.
Yeah, exactly.
I think her eyes narrow, and then she just goes, "How much gravy is there on the table?"
Absolutely none.
Curses.
Sir Yorick, this is coming from Rafe's father this time. Before it was Rafe's mother. This time it's Rafe's father. Sir Yorick,
Yes.
aren't you extremely hot in all your garb?
Well, yes, but also, and you can tell Yorick is like 3 seconds away from me to start, but he's taking a deep breath. Yes, but also, formal, right? We have to be like, properly represent formalities. And I think I got the badge, right? It's like, it goes on here, right? This badge goes on the outside. So as long as I have this on the outside, we're good. Yeah?
Might I suggest, dear, this is, Rafe's father has turned to Rafe's mother. We don't happen to have the, Jotun Bayou, garb, do we? We don't happen to have a set around, do we?
I don't need, we just gotta make sure I have water, right? That's all.
Who knows?
Water. Water is good.
Sir Yorick, there is not much different from your current garb other than the tunic is of a lighter material and it is from your clan. Yes, it is from your clan. Just to let you know.
But the cloak is important. I have to wear the whole cloak, or it doesn't count.
It is not the cloak. It is not your cape itself, Sir Yorick. It is your vestments under the cloak.
No, it's the cloak. It's the important one. You have to wear the cape over it. The whole thing. You have to wear the top layer. It's the important one. That's what Grandma always said. Yes. And she's the head of the clan, and she knows these things.
We have the Jotun representative, formal attire from your clan.
But
in storage. This is coming from Rafe's mother right now. When they had formal meetings here.
But I can't wear that because it's not the right one. Like the representative of the bayou is different than the air is different than the thing. It's like
it is the Jotun representative for when they came to the bayou.
Right, but I'm not
saying that grandma's old.
When I come to the bayou, that's not
Yorick.
The right office.
She's saying it's your grandma's old cloak.
No,
well, I can't wear her cloak.
Your grandfather's.
I'm not her. I'm not him either. I have a whole different title and stuff, and it's confusing, and I don't understand it. But there's a whole different one, and you have to wear the right one, or like, it got you made this one so that it's the one. It's if it was one of theirs, then
It is not your cloak, Sir Yorick. It would need to be changed. It is not the cloak or cape that needs to be changed, Sir Yorick. It is your middle vestments.
Well, I could just strip those
They
off.
are made of a different material that is more bayou appropriate.
And he's just gonna take the cloak off, take the vest, throw the vestments on the floor, and just put the cape on over directly. There, that solves that.
Oh, that kind up until this point, Rafe's mother has kind of been like like quietly,
Patient?
not fuming, but like quietly, like I can't think of the right word, but quietly frustrated. But when you take off your vestments and throw them on the floor, the whole room it's almost as if silence has been cast on nature
Not
in this
Rafe.
room.
Rafe is laughing like hell.
I said, oh, no, Nate, you're not Nate. Rafe, you're not nature. I'm talking about all
Oh yeah.
sound from like the staff, Rafe's parents.
And
Well,
Rafe
Rafe's
is
father.
laughing like hell.
Yeah, Rafe is laughing her ass off because of what Yorick just did and the reaction that Yorick got from Rafe's mom and dad.
And Yorick is starting to panic. Yorick is like,
Sorknir turns around to you, Yorick, hands on his hips, with the most disapproving and murder in his eyes look that you have ever
what am I
seen.
supposed to do? It's not like I can't just wear.
He
it's
points.
important.
He points at
Either
your
it's important or
vestments
it's not
on the
important,
ground
but he-
like an angry parent. Pick up your honors.
Okay,
now.
okay. And Yorick is just gonna gather them up and start,
And
folding.
like sit them on the back of your chair, like rest them on the back of your chair.
Sorknir
Well,
yells
no, he's
at
just
you
gonna
for a couple
kneel
of
down and
minutes
properly
about.
fold them, kind of like.
No, I mean not like I mean like the vestments are kind of like a mix between a vest and a stole.
Yeah, so that goes off. The cloak goes back on, and then Yorick is just gonna.
Yeah, so
deep
no, I'm
breath
saying
and
like
kind
what
of
you
fold it
do
up.
is you kind of like hang it on the back of the chair. So like until after breakfast, then you will fold it because that's kind of how you
he's
were
gonna fold
raised.
it right away because he's not even gonna eat breakfast. Like Yorick is just terrified of. He's trying to find something to do with himself, and he's like, okay, no, I don't get breakfast. I don't get anything. I apparently pissed him off. He doesn't even understand how he figured, like, he doesn't quite understand what's going on here, but he knows he screwed up, so he's just gonna stick to the folding and forget breakfast because who needs food when this is happening and
Actually,
they're mad at you and you don't know why.
Yorick,
and
I would like
have
you
to do
to
something.
roll a. I can't think of the right roll it would be. I guess religion, maybe
Religion, okay,
religion,
sure.
history. One of those two.
Okay, that would be equally bad, but sure. Hey, 16. Apparently Yorick does know better or something.
Oh yeah, you know. You
What am I
do
missing?
know what you did wrong in your moment of frustration.
Which is?
That is like letting an American flag touch the ground.
Eh,
And
That's
Yorick
not
just,
that bad
just starts
in real
to
life.
I thought it was much worse than that.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, but
Okay,
Yorick
because,
just
I
starts
mean, the
to
only
cry
time the American
because he
flag
realizes
can't
what
touch
he's
the
done.
ground is during the flag lowering ceremony.
So that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like during the
but
flag
it's
lowering
still-
ceremony, the flag touches the ground.
Like he realizes, a second after he does that, he realizes it.
It's serious. It's a seriously bad thing for you to throw your vestments on the ground. It is like you are
Disrespecting
denying
the-
your birthright. You are disrespecting your
he's been doing
clan. You are
for-
disrespecting yourself, and you are denying your birthright.
And Yorick just looks at them. Hangs. He's just gonna. He's just ignoring. He's gonna pull the chair. He's gonna grab the chair and pull it away from the table.
That's what I was saying. You hang your vestments on the back of the chair, and then after breakfast, you will fold them. That is the proper.
But Yorick is not going
what's
to have
the word for it?
breakfast.
Protocol.
Yorick is not touching food. Yorick is not touching the
No,
hospitality.
I didn't say you would eat. I just said after everyone is done eating. I'm not saying you have to eat. I'm just saying after everyone is done eating,
Yorick
then you fold.
Yorick is too crazy. He's not following proper protocol. Yorick is every inch of him is like screaming, do something, do something, do something. He's not going to be able to sit there. Yorick is going to, like, this close to melting down. He's already standing up because he knows he was trying to have this argument. And now he's just like, he's scrambling. He's ignoring everybody else, every protocol, everything to try and fix this because, and he doesn't care if they hate him for it because he doesn't care if he disrespects this. At this point, he has to fix what he did. So he's ignoring everybody, ignoring the table, ignoring everyone, just like moving the chair away and just like fixing the cloak and the vestments and all of it. And like as much as he can, he's not touching, interacting socially. Like Yorick is not following any protocol, he is just hyper focused on undo what you did as best you can. He's going to put the vestments back on, and he's going to put them back on. And
I am going to ask you to roll a. Which one would it be for mental breakdown? Intelligence or wisdom?
And I would say he's already having this breakdown. I mean, I don't even know at this point. I think
Wisdom.
He's beyond rolling. He's just.
Yeah, I would go with wisdom. Roll a wisdom check.
Roll. Okay.
Oh, wait, no, save. Wisdom save. Not that. Save.
Wisdom save. Okay. It doesn't help either way. 15.
Okay, yeah, you meet and beat. You don't go full on mental breakdown. You are still panicking, but you are not having a mental breakdown.
All right, but he's still kind of off to the side.
You are at least able to keep your faculties enough to stand up and bow to Rafe's mother and father.
Okay.
But beyond that, you are still panicking.
Yeah, and he's not like completely doing anything crazy. He's just trying to fix the clothes.
Yeah, you're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off. You're just more like just panicking. You're like a hamster on a sugar rush.
Yeah, he's just working quickly through it. He's putting the clothes back on. He's fixing it, and he's begging every ancestor in his head.
While you are going to put your clothes, like the vestments back on, Rafe's father stands up, turns to one of the staff, and does some movements with his ears. Rafe, I would like you, if you see that, I would like you to roll a Harangon roll to understand it if you would like to.
Yeah, she's got a 15 on that.
Oh, you with advantage?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was a 14 or a 15. I mean.
Okay. You more than it was like a 12.
Yeah.
Because it's a Harangon specific trait, so you get advantage plus it's a lower DC. It is literally your father is telling that staff member to go grab the Bayou vestments.
Mm-hmm.
And
with brooking no argument.
And you're just.
And then
this is gonna be fun.
After the staff leaves the room, Rafe's father walks over to you and kind of jumps up on the chair right next to you and gives you a double slap with his ears.
And Yorick is gonna stare. Think about it for half a minute.
It doesn't damage you. It's just kind of just a jarring thing.
Yeah, and Yorick is kind of gonna blink, realize what's happening, and because he failed, he passed.
Calmer now, Sir Yorick.
And I'm going.
Are you calmer now, Sir Yorick?
And Yorick will kind of look him dead in the eye and say, I'm calm enough. That's all. I'm calm enough.
I
And he's
have
gonna keep
two things to say
putting
to you.
the vestments back on. He's gonna keep putting the vestments back on. I
I have two things
apologize.
to say to you, Sir York. Please do not put those back on.
And Yorick is
You
going to
will
keep putting them back
have-
on. He's not
Sir
going to
York,
listen to that.
do I have
He'll
to-
but he's going to
Sir
keep putting them
York,
back on.
do I have to get my wife to sick her swamp puppies on you?
And Yorick is going to laugh. And he said, they can try. He's going to dead look in the eye and they say, they can try. You do what you want to do. They can try. And he's going to glare. He's straight in the eye.
The right about now is when the staff member that left the room walks back in carrying a properly ceremonially folded identical set of vestments to what you have.
And he's going to ignore that. And he's going to put the
With
cloak
a
on.
slight
back on.
difference. There are a couple extra runes
He's ignoring all of that.
that
He's-
match your cloak, your cape.
He's gonna just put the cape back on over the vestments and just stare directly at this guy's eye. He's gonna ignore everyone else, just staring right in the eyes. I apologize for my
Sir
behavior,
Yorick.
and he's gonna give a little.
Sir
And-
Yorick, I asked. He hasn't even seen the vestments yet. I'm just letting you know what's happening, like behind the scenes,
Right.
because the staff member came in behind Yorick. Sir Yorick, I know you said you did not want to wear these, but I would like you to look at these. And before you answer, no, this is still Rafe's father saying this. Before you answer and say no, I would like to let you know that these vestments are identical to yours because they are a set of heirs, and they have the same enchantment as your cape.
And Yorick is
I would
gonna.
like you to look them over and make sure that what I said is true. That is all I ask. Then
Yorick
we will
is.
continue speaking.
Yorick will look at them and look at them, and Yorick, and then he'll do it. Yorick is not in a good headspace, but he's calm, sort of, and he's thinking that the only alternative is to just punch Rafe's father in the face, and he's not going to do that. He's better behaved than that.
Yes. You're calm enough to not do that.
Yes, calm enough to not do that. He's going to look over the vestments and something. You can kind of see like his head is turning. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't work. This doesn't. He looks them over and yeah, they're identical, and that's scary. That's they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be identical to his, and it like he can't quite, like this is not right. That it's viscerally upsetting, and he doesn't know what to do with that, and he's questioning everything he knew about what this clothes mean and why he has to wear them, and he's just turns and stares and said, "Oh, they are."
Sir Yorick, would you like to know whose these were?
I suppose.
These were, from what I have heard, these were your father's when he was heir. But his calling diverged from the heir's position.
And Yorick is okay. So if I remember correctly, Yorick is gonna
be
remembering
this.
like, is that true? It was Yorick's father.
He does know that his father was heir at one point. because it's a similar situation to you, but his calling to what he actually became diverged from that. Because he did not develop the skill needed to become heir. So it skipped his generation.
Right. And because no one had any magic powers. Essentially, he was the closest they had, and then he didn't develop his magic powers enough, and it didn't count.
No, it was a specific skill. There was a specific, it was like a specific talent or skill that has to be developed to keep the heir's position.
Right.
He was the only one in his generation that even had the potential to have it.
Wow. Okay.
You are the oldest that has the potential in your generation.
So, all right. Okay. So he couldn't keep the position. And
because he did not develop this talent or skill.
And do I know what the skill is, or is it some sort of secret that only gets revealed?
It's ambiguous. It's called the skill to lead. That's just what it is called. That is not its actual name. That's just the translate. Like, that's just what it is called until you are close enough to having the skill to be told the actual skill.
And Yorick has in the position of before where he hasn't been told if he has it or not.
Well, you were told when the heir's mantle was passed to you that like if you do not develop the skill, the position to lead, or the power to lead, it will be passed down to your youngest sister. When she comes of age, the heir's mantle will be passed to her. She is the only one in that generation that has the potential to gain the power to lead.
Right. It's a potential thing. So, but he doesn't know if he has it or not, essentially.
You have a few years before the deadline.
Right. That's true, but he doesn't know if he has it yet or not.
Yes.
So Yorick is
just like your father was an ambassador to the Bayou, and whenever he was in the Bayou, he would wear this vestment because it kept him safe from the temperatures and the humidity of the Bayou.
The question is, does Yorick know any of that?
Well, you know that this is because your cloak or your cape has a similar rune set, which is specifically used to help you when you are in Moosepal. When you were visiting Moosepal.
Right.
That was enough for Moosepal. But the vestments are the other part. That is the only difference between your current vestments. I mean, your current attire and the Bayou attire is the vestments. None of the rest of it needs to be changed. The cloak helps with. I mean, the cape helps with temperature, but the vestments help with the rest of it.
And
you can tell. That's just something you can tell because you can read the runic matrix on the vestments.
But the question is, did Yorick know about his father's trip to the Bayou? Did he know any of this? Because I feel like that would have been...
was an heir apparent.
Right.
He knew his father did not develop the power to lead.
Right.
He knew it was passed down to his father's children's generation because his father, the only one in his generation that had the potential, did not gain the power.
Right. And Yorick knows
And you are the
absolute
oldest in
certainty
your
that he does
generation
not have this
to
power,
have the potential.
whatever it is. Yorick does not
You
absolutely
believe
knows
you do
that
not
he
have
does
the
not have
power, but
potential.
you do
He
not know
hypothetically
for a
has
fact.
the potential. Okay, Yorick has the potential, but he absolutely knows in his heart of hearts that he will fail. He absolutely, with
Yeah.
100% certainty,
That is your belief.
knows that he will. Yeah, the ability
Yeah.
to lead. Yorick is not stupid. Yorick is okay. Yorick, I won't say that, but Yorick knows in his heart of hearts, certainty. No matter what anyone says or anything that may or may not happen, he knows he's going to fail the same way his father does. He
has heard
is
one
absolutely
other
convinced of
name
that,
for the power to lead, though.
which is
The birthright of Emir.
yeah. Yorick is also absolutely sure that he doesn't have the birthright of Emir. Yorick.
Well,
I mean,
that's another name for the power of the power to lead.
That. I mean, he might have started to
Yeah,
question
you might
that
have
with
started to
everything
question
going
it, but
on.
you believe you do not have the power.
Yes, he absolutely believes he does not have the power. He sees this. He knows he just has to make sure that his younger sister gets to her age of majority before he actually has to do anything, because he knows as soon as she does, she gets it. Absolutely. There's no question in his mind that this is the same thing that happened to his father will happen to him. He won't be good enough, and then it passes on to her, and that's fine. It doesn't need to be like that. But
yes.
And I think but did Yorick know, because he was young at the time, did he ever know that his father had gone down to the bayou and had represented the Jotun clan down here? Would he have ever known?
Oh, this is before Yorick was even born.
Right, so this is completely new information for Yorick.
No, he knows his father was represented the Jotun in the other clans. Not clans,
right.
regions.
Right. But
he knows that there was a fourth region that his father did a lot of representation with. That is a secret region.
He wouldn't have known that. Right, and he wouldn't have known that it was here until now.
Yes.
So
you might have started to suspect it throughout your journey with all the different hints and stuff that you have seen with reference to Rafe, but you didn't have any factual proof until now.
Well, also, I think Yorick is I don't think Yorick would have picked up on any of that, because Yorick is not good with hints. Yorick is not good at hints. And I think he probably did not, he kind of understood that this, and just seeing his father robes, Yorick is, when Rafe's father says that, he's looking at these robes, and he's kind of blue screening a little bit. And
Yorick.exe has crashed. Trying to reboot.
Yeah, Yorick is just standing there in formal regalia, inch away from heat stroke, just breathing, trying to breathe, and just seeing this robe, and he just looks like he was very, very, half a minute ago he was going to punch this guy in the face, and now he has to question everything that he knew about his father, and he doesn't understand what he's going to do with this. And he just kind of doesn't say anything.
What is Rafe's reaction to this whole interaction?
She's left with the other kids. She's taken all of her younger siblings out.
Oh.
That makes sense.
What about Sorknir and Iona?
Sorknir had gone over to attempt to shake some sense into Yorick when he started freaking out, but being that got taken care of before he could intervene, he has pretty much just been standing there observing, and now
listening to this conversation.
And now that the moment's passed, he has just kind of walked away to finish fuming in silence instead of taking it out on Yorick any further.
Okay. And Iona?
I think there's just been like a Looney Tunes episode going on in the background of Yolna scrambling for whatever condiments she can find on the table to try and spoil this new formal wear so she doesn't have to wear it. And then there are servants coming along with like prestidigitations to clean it back off again. And it's just, running back and forth across the screen.
In the background, like it's just like one of those background interaction type things.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's the crazy shit going on in the background of the scene, which is almost more important than what's in focus.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like Yorick to roll a. What was that check? I had it a minute ago and then I forgot.
Another emotional support role.
First off, what is Yorick feeling right now?
He's kind of like he's absolutely still determined not to wear this, but he's also kind of he feels a little bit bitter, almost like that they had known his father the whole time and didn't say anything. He's feeling like he should have known. Like there's something he feels frustrated because he knows there's some. Like he didn't know his father was here. Now his father's here. There's something that's piecing together, and it will not click properly. And he's just mad about that because he can't. He knows he's supposed to do something. Like there is a right way to do this, and he knows he's doing it wrong, and he knows he can't do it right, and it would be wrong to do it right, and he can't quite articulate which way, like what would be, because he's too stubborn. He's already backed himself into this corner. He can't like just do this, but he also like. Is that the right way? He knows he's already gone too far to do this right. And he's gone too far to now go back and do it the right way. And he's just like mourning the screwed up diplomacy of this, that now it's too late and he can't fix it. And he's just like, but even at the same time, he's like trying to process, like, why do they have my father's robe? Should I be mad about this? Should I be upset? He doesn't know about what to do about this, and he's he's trying to like figure out how to process this a little bit. He's mostly just frustrated and confused.
Would it be history or religion for memory of protocol?
Okay.
In that case, you're actually looking at I really wish they had a society skill like Pathfinder 2. That'd be really nice. It should be history or performance, actually. Performance would also be perfectly acceptable because you're dealing with the performance of duties.
Okay, performance then.
Yeah, and probably
whichever's better. History or performance.
Yorick learned protocol would be as a charisma, like because that's how Yorick. He probably doesn't understand the importance of it all. He probably doesn't quite understand a lot of this. He's just mimicking it. That's his whole life is just mimicry of what people expect him to do and how they.
And also with his the reason I asked is because his grandmother is the one that taught him protocol. That's why I thought history.
Right. Oh,
but performance makes sense too.
Your grandmother up. I would say that would be an 18 of like, okay. What is, because Yorick's backed into a corner. Like he really, really hates this guy, and that the fact that he's bringing up this father and that he doesn't like this situation a lot, but he also understands that he has to play nice, and it's irrational. He knows it's irrational, but he just.
So as all that's rushing through your head, you start thinking back on your lessons with your grandmother on protocol and everything. And for each extreme situation, for each region that has an extreme problem for Jotun, like if you were going to the capital of Muspel instead of like one of the border towns for your like your visit. they have a
Yeah.
special garb set aside for you that helps with the heat. When going to the southern lands, they also have a special garb for the sun. For when you go to the central lands, depending on the time of year, they might have something specific for that. So you remember that
But these are
protocol
other-
is that.
Well, okay, yeah.
No.
if
What
you're-
I'm saying is
Yorick,
I'm saying, like, if you were going to the capital of Muspel, the
Yeah.
Muspel representative
mhm.
would meet you at the edge of the area that would cause the problem and
Right.
hand over the cape that helps with this. You would switch out your current cape for the cape that has increased regulation.
So essentially it's not unheard of for them to have a special regalia set aside to help with climate, and the variants are allowed
To help you survive
so
in
okay
the
so
Muspel
that's
capital.
within reason. Okay, that
The
changes things.
represent-
If he as soon as he hits, because York probably would have been told of that, but I don't think he necessarily
And
needed
I
it.
have lost.
But he would have known. Okay, he would have known that is a permissible.
Lee's here.
Never
You'll
mind.
need to refresh.
Both Lee and nobody are
Ah.
back. They disappeared and now they're back.
Yeah, so okay, that changes things then. If this is a kind of a normal diplomatic thing,
Yeah,
it's just weird that they have
you
it.
start to
They
panic,
shouldn't
so
have
you
it,
kind
and
of
that
forgot
is
this.
a secondary, like, okay,
And
they
also, you
shouldn't have
normally
this for
wouldn't
me.
have
This is
appeared
wrong,
right
but
at the.
protocol dictates that I can, and it
normally
does
you would
look
have appeared at the
identical.
edge
And now
of the
York is just
territory.
more confused than anything, but
Yeah, this is an unusual
it would
situation.
probably
You
be
just
rude to
portaled in.
refuse, almost certainly, and.
Normally, you would have already had the
Yeah,
vestments
York
when you
kind of
portaled
wants to
in
refuse
because
just because he
a
wants
representative
so
would have
badly
brought
to
the
be rude.
investment with them.
Like, he wants so badly to be disrespectful and petty, and he can't. And that's the worst thing, is that he wants to, like, it's not worth it. It's never worth it. Not really. And he knows that. And you kind of see Yorick just, like, trying to find some way he can dig in and just to be specifically disrespectful to these people because they've confused him and he doesn't like it. And then you can see he kind of looks to Rafe and realizes Rafe isn't there, and then he can't do it. Like, if it were any other, if Rafe weren't there, if he hadn't been traveling with Rafe, if they had just gone to the bayou regularly, he probably would have like done something like this, probably punched his face in, made a whole diplomatic incident, because
Yeah,
York
that
doesn't.
was weird. My
Yeah, but
video
York-
just refreshed itself.
Huh.
Interesting.
Like, literally, I got sent back to the
Yeah, but
login
York-
screen.
Yeah, but Yorick. Ooh.
Yeah, normally you would have
Yeah, but
you would have
Yorick-
been handed the vestments by the person who was portaling you in.
Right. So this is weird. This is outside of protocol. They shouldn't have this. This is wrong. This is viscerally, like, not right. His father shouldn't have.
Normally you would have had would have put the vestments on before you portaled in, but because
Right.
it was unknown that you were going to be coming here, they didn't have the vestments. Rafe didn't have the
Right.
vestments.
But even still, yeah, like, this is weird protocol, and York is uncomfortable with this, but he knows deep down inside that he can't be mean to them because they're Rafe's parents, and it's only because he likes Rafe. This is because it's Rafe's parents, not because the diplomat protocol or whatever. Because this is screwy protocol. This is definitely wrong. There is something wrong here with this protocol that he cannot articulate exactly, but this is not right. This is
Yeah, something
here
that's
that
screwy
he's
along the lines of protocol.
Exactly. He knows that. He knows that this shouldn't be how it is, but he also knows that these are Rafe's parents and they're trying to be nice to him, and he.
But you also don't know the secret sect protocol because it is not given out until the first time
Right.
you meet with the Dawn faction.
Right,
then you
and
are told the protocol. So you didn't know the
Right.
protocol for dog faction was that the person that pulled you in was supposed to have the vestments.
yeah, and he just like this is uncharted territory. He doesn't like diplomatic missions. He doesn't know what to do about this, but he knows that this is Ray's father, and it's within the realms of protocol. He's kind of remembering what his grandmother said about that they're technically kept at the other capital. So he's like, wait, she said they kept there,
Or
so
wherever
it kind
that
of
area
makes
is.
Yeah, like
Because
they're
like
kept at the other area. So like
Pharaoh faction, it isn't in the cities that you need the vestments. It is in the deserts around the cities that you need the vestments from when you're traveling from city to city.
Right. So Yorick kind of understands that piece. He's like, it clicks. Like, oh, she said they keep it, and that because he probably didn't quite cognize that in his youth when he was doing all of the traveling that he had to. So he's like, oh.
Yeah, you were confused about the vestments thing. Like that's why this whole argument happened, was because you didn't internalize that the vestments that they have are the vestments that you're supposed to wear here.
Yeah, like he didn't. Well, not even that. It was more that he didn't realize that they kept them. That it was kept
you thought
by
that the
like,
Jotun representative was supposed to have the vestments with them.
Yeah, or like they were supposed to be handed over right before you leave, or like something like that. He didn't quite realize. Oh, they stashed here. Okay, this tracks sort of. And now he's like, okay, and then we didn't portal in, so it got mixed up. That kind of makes sense. But then he's like, they shouldn't be here because they're not one of our factions. They shouldn't, like, why do this diplomacy doesn't, like, this is Six Ways Sunday still doesn't make sense, but he's kind of a little more,
like,
okay.
As far as you know, Rafe is part of the Imperial faction.
Right.
I think, right?
So, right.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't be the same diplomatic, like, air visiting faction stuff. Like it wouldn't have the same protocols, and they wouldn't have the vestments, and they'd have to make other arrangements, and it's weird that this is like this. But he also knows
from what you know, portaling isn't normally a normal protocol. So normally you don't know that the protocol was that the person that portaled you in is supposed to have it. Normally they meet you at the edge of the danger area, like the area that has the hazard, and give you the vestments.
Yeah.
So no matter what, portaling in was a breach of protocol. Right.
So, but it would be, they meet at the edge, so it was kind of like weird. There's like a whole protocol to this, like you go right to the edge, and then they hand you the thing, and then you change, and then you go in, and this is kind of like we've already been here. They shouldn't be treating us like this, because this is a very different diplomatic mission. We shouldn't have this protocol in place anyway. And B, it kind of threw him off. So he's like, okay. He takes the garment, and he takes the robe. And
he takes off his other vestments, put them on the back of his chair, I take it?
No, he's going to give a bow, and he's going to say, please excuse me. And he's going to take the thing, and he's going to go and properly get redressed, like upstairs. He's going to go.
So he's going to go back to his room and do the whole ceremony of like taking off his cape, putting on the proper vestments.
Yeah.
Doing the little quote unquote ritual for folding his normal vestments.
Yes, fold them properly, and then they get folded properly.
His cape back on, and then coming back down.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to go and take this, and he's going to take, and that gives him an excuse to be like away from all of these people and like a reset. Like there's a way to do this.
Yeah.
He knows how to do this, like this, and they
also
fold it properly and take them
when
off.
you unfold the vestments, there is something inside them. It is a necklace.
Which has a okay.
A dragon with a crystal sphere. And a crystal.
York is going to completely ignore that, because that is that. Does York recognize do we recognize that symbol?
I would like you to roll a Arcana check and a History check.
Arcana and History, both
for the necklace.
Okay. Arcana is 14. History is a 5.
I'm trying to figure out if you would get advantage on this because of your status.
Sorry, I
Maybe
forgot to say
not.
that before. I couldn't figure out if you would get advantage on your history because of your status or not.
If it's something he would have encountered before in,
In other missions,
maybe.
yes. Not the exact symbol, but like a additional piece
Sure.
at times. So would that be
So
considered
it's
advantage?
not unusual
For something
history
to
of
be
advantage?
added, yes.
Okay. So the history makes 16.
Okay.
If I roll it advantage.
Yes,
And
you
14 for
passed
Arcana.
both. You passed both checks.
Good.
Um,
Okay.
from history, you remember that that some on certain missions you have a talisman or a ring or a you might have, depending on your gender, you might have a circlet or a
Yeah.
or a hairpin or whatever.
Sure.
You would have something that is a specific status symbol for that. And the Arcana check tells you this has 3 different signatures on it.
Okay.
That you recognize 2 of them. And one
All
is
right. Magic.
sort of recognizable, but not like instantly recognizable. It's kind of like a distant memory type thing.
It's a magic signatures, you mean?
Yes. You
Magic
recognize
signatures
all
mean
3
magical
as family, but only 2 of them you
Mhm.
actually recognize. One is kind of like a distant
Okay.
memory, like something you haven't, a signature you haven't felt since you were a real little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Since you were like a nibbling.
Yeah.
So it's probably someone you
All right.
haven't seen since you were real little. Is the 3rd signature.
So when you say magical signatures, as in they've cast spells on it, like or
no,
is it
more
they've
like
held
more
it?
like this has been worn by these signatures.
Right, and
Like,
it's
these
rubbed
are
off on
past
them because of
heirs.
the magical nature?
These are past heirs.
Okay.
And it
And
kind
they
of
have
it doesn't. It's not like it's soul bound. It's more like it's like the crystal in it is where you feel the signatures. So it's
the
kind of
crystal
like
has some
by
sort of
it being worn, it kind of registers you as. It's kind of like an ID badge, kind of thing.
yeah. Okay, and that this is a very specific
you can
property.
feel the last 3 signatures that wore it.
Right, and this is a property of this type of crystal. That
It's a property of this specific necklace.
And,
in this
okay,
configuration, at least.
All right, so it's some sort of magical effect on the necklace that lets you know who's worn it before, and you can tap into that if you're significantly understand Arcana. You can tap into that.
Either you significantly understand Arcana, or you have a special item.
Which I don't have, but I have enough
Arcana
skill.
The special item would be like someone in the region you are in to identify you, to make sure that is actually your necklace.
Oh.
The only reason you would be able to feel the other signatures is because you are family.
Right.
So these are familial signatures, so you feel them. You were around those signatures a lot, so you can feel them when you look at them.
But if it had just been something that you found worn by strangers, you wouldn't be able to pick up whose signatures you were.
No.
But
it's more because they are familial signatures, and the item will only tell you the current signature.
Right.
So like the current owner of the badge.
Right, but it's a property of this. It's like it's an intrinsic property of the necklace that it collects and has these signatures at all, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And also, you realize that the reason it only has 3 signatures is the signature you don't completely recognize was the maker and first owner.
Right. So, okay. So someone made it and they imbued a little of their own magic into it, and then, but it's sort of weirdly familiar, and that's picking alarm bells. And
So it's a family member you haven't seen in years. That's all you can really tell.
and then right, but that's picking alarm bells because that's
one's
weird.
your
This
father,
is not
one's
how
your
it's
grandmother.
And so if Yorick, okay, this is gonna make Yorick cry. Okay, Yorick is even more confused now, but he also and he really like this is not how this is supposed to go, and
So
but he knows.
Yeah.
Well, Yorick will ignore it for now. He's gonna start
from your guess, because one signature is your father, one's your grandmother. You can guess it was the heir before your grandmother. Is your best guess?
Yeah, like he's probably thinking that in the back of his head, like okay, but
your great grandparent
told him any of this, and Yorick and the protocol lessons left this part, and he doesn't like this is supposed to be completely unrelated to any protocol, and yet it's here. It should not be here. This is viscerally not.
Well, no, it is related to a protocol. It is a
protocol that
symbol that are used in certain.
Yeah,
it is an additional piece that is worn during certain times.
Right.
When in certain areas.
Right, but this protocol should not apply to this. This should not apply. This protocol does not make sense.
You don't recognize you don't recognize this necklace from the ones that were described to you.
Right. So she never told me about this part of the, and like this
specific one.
Right. So this
you've heard of the other accoutrements that they act like this.
Yeah, and he's probably worn one or two of them, I would imagine, if he's been on diplomatic missions before as heir.
Definitely.
So it's like, oh, there's this bit that goes with it. And then like so probably like first thing is you unfold and lay it out. Well, the first thing is to hang the cloak up. The second thing is to take off the vestments and lay them the proper fold. There's the fold.
Yeah, when you unfolded the vest, like when you did the whole ceremony.
Right.
All of that happened. Like when you were doing the ceremony to unfold the vestment, the necklace fell out.
To put it on, and he kind of goes to catch it, and like and then so like there's a click. It's like it's like the and then wait that and then in his whole mind it comes to screeching out like no, this isn't supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to have.
This isn't one of the ones I know.
Yeah, and then he's kind of
you don't know about this one.
Right, and so he can feel the signature. So. And if the protocol is the same, then he can probably knows the same signatures as the other ones. It probably is the same. Like if you've gone to like
this one only has a
secondary piece. Right. This one only has three, but he probably only has no. But I mean, he probably understands like the significance of the signatures and like the who wore it and like that. So that
this is the newest accoutrement you have ever seen.
The other ones have like dozens of signatures.
This is the least number of signatures.
Right. The other ones probably have like more from previous generations, and they kind of all
blend.
Probably
like 10 or 12.
3.
Probably like 10
and then
or
this
12.
one's like right. So this one's only 3, and it's like, huh. And Yorick, he doesn't. He never wanted to be heir.
Are you gonna put it on?
Well, that's the question. Yorick's going to set it aside until after the whole cloak's on.
Yeah, the vest is going first, then the accessory.
Yeah, he's going to put it to the side and unfold the vestment, put that on, put the cloak on, and then
maybe carry it down with you.
It's a necklace, designed to
go around the neck. It's a necklace.
If I wrap it around the wrist and pull it through, around the wrist, like let's see if I have a necklace. You take the chain, and then you put it around your wrist.
Oh, you mean have this hanging off your wrist?
Yes, as opposed to putting it on like
wrap it around your wrist and then have that chain, the chain below your wrist.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. As opposed to actually putting it on.
It's not quite fully proper, but it's not unheard of.
Right. Well, the idea isn't that it's fully proper. The idea is that it's not gonna fall. That's the main thing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna guess like after you wrap the thing, you finish fold, like you properly do the thing, just fold your original investments, and then you go back downstairs.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna probably fold the original investments before.
That's what I'm saying. After you do the ritual for the original investments.
Right, but that probably would have been
Fold
before he put the new ones on. Even if that's out of protocol, he's gonna do the folding for the original investments before he puts the new ones on.
Okay, yeah. So
even if
you
that's not
fold the
part of the
original
ritual,
investments, then you
you're
do
gonna
the
do that.
ritual for the new investments. Okay,
Right.
yeah, I see what you mean.
Fold them,
Okay, yeah. We'll
and
just,
then tuck them away. Yeah,
and just go downstairs. I'm trying to move on.
Yeah, go downstairs with yeah, right. Sorry, go downstairs with it hanging off the wrist, kind of in the palm,
Okay,
clenched in his
and
palm. Like,
Rafe, where exactly are you at this point?
She's out. She's just waiting. She's out on the porch.
Okay, yeah. Once Yorick comes back downstairs and meets up with Yona and Sorknir, Yorick kind of takes up his position that he did yesterday behind Sorknir, and you guys, I take it, walk outside to find Rafe.
yeah, that sounds.
Presumably by that point, someone can point us in her direction. So.
Yeah.
Also, they would have let you know that the skiff is here.
Skiff. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like those boats you see in Venice.
Yeah.
It's a flat bottom boat for the bayou. It's a pole boat to bring you to the high elf area.
Stick a fan on a John boat.
Pretty much a fan boat without the fan.
Okay. Yeah, and York will not say anything to Sorknir or Rafe or anyone. Just
she hands him a bundle.
What is
after
in the
we're
bundle?
on the boat and on the way? Breakfast.
What is in it? I don't need.
You didn't eat, really? So she's giving you breakfast. She says nothing. She just hands it to you.
And kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, and Rafe, you can see that Yorick is struggling not to cry, but he'll eat.
So does Yorick eat the breakfast, the food?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So while you're eating, so you eat, and then like, I'm guessing it's kind of like bread and cheese and stuff like that.
Something that,
right?
Yeah, something that doesn't.
It was just she bundled up stuff that was on the table, but lasts.
Travelable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like probably about 5. So you guys are in the boat for probably about an hour. And about halfway through, you finish your meal, and then you're sitting there for like half an hour, just kind of. I'm guessing you're probably like fiddling with this, trying to figure out what the heck.
Yeah, well, first fold up the whatever it was bundled in and hand it back to Rafe, and
of
then
course. Yeah.
Thank you. That's all. Just thank you.
Yep.
And yeah, I guess I don't. Do I have identify? No. So I have no recourse to figure out what this does other than I have prestidigitation, so that's helpful. But
oh yeah, did Iona ever succeed? Did Iona ever succeed at ruining your formal attire?
Oh no! I mean, I think it did get ruined several times, but it's super easy to undo.
But Yorick also
level magic, so it just kept getting undone.
To do anything else, he'll kind of like cast prestidigitation on Yona anyway. Like
exactly,
he'll take up that mantle of just fluffing it, like half paying attention to that. And he's like, okay.
Sorknir, I can picture you probably have like something in your beard, like some crumbs or something stuck in your beard.
And
no more than usual. It's a minimum amount. It's a minimal amount for a formal setting.
Yorick will try to clean up Sorknir's beard as well.
He does
It's
have
kinda
the
like,
he does have the usual breadcrumbs that from a
Yeah,
little
it's not like no
bit of
snacks.
just
You
wake
don't have
up.
any snacks for later, kind of thing. It's just a few you missed, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's very minor.
Yeah, well, Yorick will also kind of take prestidigitation and kind of like clean that up too, because he's
Would that
in
get
the
rid of
mindset
the
of
crumbs?
okay.
Yes.
We clean them out of
cleans
the beard at
things.
least. Yeah.
Yarg, I would like you to roll a Arcana check for your Emirian.
Okay. Arcana, so it would be Arcana, but we moved with Con, so alright, which I don't have that skill, but I have an extra.
Your Emirian has a +3.
Oh, well then 16.
Thank you. Yeah, because they have a different modifier than you. Well, no, I mean like different number than you. So
Yeah.
Your Emirian is kind of staring at the pendant
Oh,
and just kind
right.
of like just kind of goes like this and just pokes it, and the little orb kind of sends out like a little beam of light and like a screen pops up.
And
Or not a screen,
okay.
it just kind of sends out like not a screen, but like a little projection of
don't do.
some Jotun.
Okay, this is also terrifying and not normal at all. But yeah, Yorick probably would have like given him like a little kiss and said sorry about getting involved in the argument, and then had him set aside for the robe ceremony, and then would have just kept him close. And now he's sitting on the boat, not said anything other than one little kiss and sorry, but like, because he's not talking to anybody. But now it's showing up here, and he would have been like trying to pull the Cimmerian back after half paying attention, and just like try to pull him back, pokes the thing, and then the Jotun. What does the Jotun say?
It has not said anything yet. It is just it's
Oh,
kind
like
of
like a
rotating.
little projection of a Jotun as in a person.
Oh no, the projection. The projection hasn't said anything yet.
Right, but it's a projection of a Jotun as in a person instead of text in the Jotun language.
Yes.
Okay,
It's a
that's
literal
utterly
projection
terrifying.
of some Jotun.
Yeah, a specific Jotun that I would recognize, or just random.
It's not a random Jotun. You can see some familial features.
So like a
So
cousin
you
I
can
don't
tell
quite
it
fully
is
recognize.
a member of your family at some point.
So like some sort of distant ancestor, like looking at pictures of your old ancestors, you're like, you recognize the facial features a little bit, and you're like,
You
okay,
just can't figure out who it is.
okay.
But it's not just like pictures of ancestors. It's like it kind of itches something in your brain, like a face you saw as a little kid.
Like, oh, that
But you
person,
can't
and you
place it.
can't place the name, but you're like, you've seen them before.
Who is this?
Yeah. Okay. And it just kind of is the image like it's just the image comes up.
It's
And-
just kind of rotating, like kind of looking like it's just kind of like turning.
And Yorick is going to immediately stare and then put his hand over the thing and try to get it to stop.
The second your hand comes in contact with the pendant, it stops rotating, looks directly at you, and starts talking.
Okay.
And I'm thinking we're gonna cliffhanger it.
Oh,
Because
right.
we're almost there.
It's 5-2, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna cliffhanger it till next month.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Because
projection's
that
gonna
is
help.
going to be a long message. And I apologize to
Yeah.
everyone how screwy today went.
Yeah. Well, I think that
You're
was at least partly my
like
fault.
dominated the
didn't
latter half of this thing.
Yeah, I feel like I was missing several pieces of information. I was like, oh, okay, then it would have gone differently. All right.
Yeah.
But I appreciate. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well,
So,
I appreciate everyone's patience.
that is
yeah. Thank you, Secret Keeper,
everything
for
we have
running.
for the episode. Thanks for joining us. I am once again Jen Giggles. Please remember, links are there. Check out our YouTube, our Patreon, and and then the Transistor Games Ko-fi. Transistor Games does publish the products that we have mentioned before, such as the Pride Slimes Mutual Aid Monsters Volume 1. Next month, we'll be back that first week in October. We're going to have 2 shows that weekend. One is going to be our standard Artifacts of Romulus. The other is a special episode in which we are basically facing off against the Pride of Hydras, one of which is the Pridra. The Pridra will be released, and if you donate any amount during that stream, you get the Pridra, the monster written up. But I do the PF2 and descriptions of it, and then Molly, our GM Molly Hits Different here, who does the YouTube shows and some of our specials. She's going to be taking care of the 5e side of things and setting it up for that. So we're going to have a party of adventurers getting pounded or hopefully killing the Pridra over the course of a 2 to 3 hour long special. It's going to be ridiculous. It'll be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Myself, I'll be involved in that as producer and one of the players. Molly will be the game master. So please come join us. We're going to have a great time. We'll see you next week for the for the last episode before we go on a holiday break for Secrets of Small Gods. There will still be special episodes of Secrets of Small Gods that we'll be running for the following months, but where this one of our players cannot be there for like an entire quarter. So we're going to take a short break and do some special episodes instead, and we'll see you for those as well. And then there's a new show that M is again running. I don't know the name of it yet. I know it started this Tuesday, but I don't know the name of it yet, and so I'm a little behind on updating the sheets.
I believe it is Arc City Arcane Blues, Chicago.
Oh, okay. So it's an ACAP Chicago. Okay. I'll make sure to get that updated properly in the.
Are we rating anyone?
In there?
Also,
well, we're gonna check and see who from our friends of the channel is currently airing.
Another thing, announcement. So Trans Hearts October, which is Trans Lifeline's usual fundraiser. I talked to their Steph, who is their game coordinator, and she said that they're moving it to November this year. And Molly, our very own Molly Hits Different, is going to be on my channel for a fundraiser for that. So reprising the role of Gorjo, hey, how are you, from our Wonderland game, which was on this channel that got canceled, or not canceled, but it kind of came to an end because players couldn't keep the commitment. It's fine, but yeah, we're getting Gorge back briefly.
All right, we're gonna
one weekend in November.
Yep, we'll make sure to bring that up again in October as we get there.
Yeah, when it gets closer. But just an announcement for we're getting Gorge back. Gorge is very fun. Loved by the channel.
We're going to raid over to our friend Sunny on Sunflare Space. They are one of our wonderful friends from the Gender Meowster side of things, the Gender Federation, and the group that we frequently do our our fundraise, helping do the mutual aid streams with. So we'll be heading over there here in just a moment, and we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Cool.
Bye,
Bye.